Hey guys, welcome to my Optic versus Team Liquid review. So Optic has been on a tear lately and Team Liquid actually started out pretty slow since they got back from MSI, so I'm incredibly excited to watch this game. I think Optic has relied a lot on Dokla playing Poppy and Meteos and Crown just really taking control of the game, and teams are starting to figure out, hey, they're just leaving Dokla on an island and forcing him to play a tank. We don't need to let them play that game. So yeah, I am really hyped to see how this game went. Okay, first ban, Lux. Lux ban is a little bit surprising, but TL has been playing a lot of Lux Kate, and they love playing towards bot side. Lux is a great flex pick, so not that surprising when you do put a little bit more thought into it. I mean, Yuumi, just a really common ban right now. That champion is... It is incredibly frustrating to play versus. Once she hits certain levels, her poke is way too much to deal with, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Just a really common ban. Aatrox kind of on the same boat, like so OP that he'll probably never get to see play. He's a okay laner. There are some lane counters into Aatrox that can do decent, stuff like Kennen, some people play Fiora, some people even like stuff like Jax, but when this dumbass champion gets to team fight and is able to get kills, it is like there is no real ways to deal with it. It looks like Optic also banned out Sona, which is a little bit weird for me. It just says they don't want to play Sona. There are other comps that people play other than Sona Taric, and because for me, I don't think TL is a really great Sona team, so yeah, this Sona ban was a little weird for me. But TL ban, I understand them all. Yuumi, Aatrox, Sylas, probably the three most OP champs in the game right now. Makes perfect sense. Sejuani first pick. Sejuani first pick. Oof. We actually have to talk about this. So Sejuani first pick can lead into a lot of things. It can lead into Sejuani Irelia, an incredibly strong and dangerous duo at the moment. Sejuani Camille, also an incredibly strong and a dangerous duo. You see a lot of Sejuani Camille back in Korea, a little bit in EU. How it works is champions like Irelia and Camille, who have like multiple ways of auto attacking, Irelia with her Q, Camille with her also Q, like Camille goes auto Q, can proc Sejuani stun very easily, and they also have CC that they naturally play off of with Sejuani E and Irelia E. So yeah, you can chain CC people incredibly strong in the 2v2. If you don't buy Mercs, you get stunned forever, and you're buying Mercs versus a Irelia or a Camille, so it feels bad. Like, it's a very known duo in competitive play that people will play around a lot, people prioritize a lot. So yeah, I'm very surprised to see TL not contest Irelia and just lock in Xayah Rakan. They must feel very confident that they can play into Optic's Sejuani plus Irelia combo. I understand you feel confident about playing it into it from Dokla Irelia, but what happens if they run Crown Irelia? Crown has shown that he can play Irelia, so yeah, I'm very like shocked that TL just drafted Xayah Rakan straight into Seju. Let's see what Optic replies with. What are you picking? They're talking to Arrow a lot, so I'd imagine, yeah, it's about bot lane. Nautilus, one of the most common counter picks into Rakan. It doesn't really do that much in lane. Like, Nautilus is not really a lane counter to Rakan, but Rakan relies a lot on his mobility for survivability later in the game and team fight. So whenever Nautilus ults you, you feel bad as a Rakan player because mobility is the key part of how you live as a champion. And also Rakan's E functions where you can jump to your allies, and whenever you have the Nautilus ult on you coming directly at you and you E to an ally, you just end up kind of screwing with your ally also. So Nautilus is a really good counter pick into Rakan when it comes to team fights. Irelia, as we talked about, just goes well with Sejuani and also one of the OP picks right now. That's a no-brainer. Trundle's a really common counter into Sejuani because Sejuani gets so much armor and MR from her passive naturally, so whenever Trundle uses ult on you, you actually end up going into the negative, so it feels really good. Sivir ban, Sivir, one of the most common picks into Xayah. Just makes sense. Sorry about that. LeBlanc ban, LeBlanc a common counter pick into Irelia for mid lane, and something that TL likes. I wouldn't say TL loves playing LeBlanc, but Jensen is definitely a formidable LeBlanc player, so I guess that's where I can kind of see it coming in. Nico ban. Nico Ni. I don't really understand the Nico ban. I don't think Nico's that strong of a champion right now. I know a lot of people love playing Nico, but I think Nico's quite overrated. Kali ban. Looks like they're just banning out Jensen's comfort, like dangerous assassin picks. This Malzahar hover is kind of a BM hover because when Crown won Worlds, he played Malzahar into Faker multiple times, and then he had his whole video on like, yeah, when I won Worlds, like people didn't really respect me. They just called me a Malzahar player. So a little bit of BM coming from Double Lift, and also TL just locking in one of their most common top lane blinds, Gangplank. The other common top lane blind that they do is Kennen, but looks like they're going with Gangplank this time. Gangplank also really nice into Seju, nice into Irelia, can cleanse the species. Let's see what Optic replies with. Poppy's still up. Ooh, Draven. Draven also a champ you can play into Xayah Rakan. Ooh, going with Ezreal instead. I really dislike the Ezreal pick here, because when you pick Ezreal here, you're basically saying, we're going to let the Xayah Rakan farm. We're not going to put any kind of pressure on you. So, a little bit weird. Azir blind. That explains the LeBlanc ban a little. A lot of people love blinding Azir right now. I would say the most common mid blinds are obviously the OP picks, and after the OP picks are kind of pushed out, people end up blinding stuff like Azir or Orianna. I personally don't like Azir that much, but I do know a lot of teams and players do love it. Oh, you're right. I missed a big BM return. So infamous doubleless Victor getting wiped out by Crown's, or doubleless Lucian getting wiped out by Crown's Victor. So big BMing doublelift in return. Damn, there's so much history with League of Legends now where people can just BM you by hovering champions. Ooh, TL about to finish the draft with, not a Syndra, Orianna. Both teams opting into a very much a standard team fight comp. You see champions like Ori, Xayah. I mean, these are team fight champions. GP also a team fight champion, more so than a split push champion. It's a very typical TL draft. Draft cut team fighting, scaling, play around bot lane. Very comfortable for TL. A little bit uncomfortable for Optic with Dokla being on a split pusher / carry, so I'm a little bit worried on that end. And also Crown out on a really big playmaker. Azir is an okay playmaker. He is more of a kind of a rock for your team and a great team fighter than I would say is a huge playmaking champion. Alright, now let's get started with the game. Looking like standard 5-man fan if you talk about kind of strengths of both teams. So strengths of Optic's draft comes a lot from the top lane 2v2. Irelia plus Sejuani, incredibly strong 2v2. Something that Gangplank is going to have to watch out for. Gangplank can lane against Irelia, but there's timings earlier on before he's able to get items where Irelia and Seju can have a lot of pressure on the GP. So it's something we're going to have to watch out for, how the top 2v2 goes. And this is where I feel kind of uncomfortable for Optic. Optic is not known for their excellent top 2v2. Dokla is not known for his excellent top lane carry skill. So it seems like Optic got a good draft that was kind of bad for their team. Where we loved Optic and how Optic picked up a lot of their wins is they understood what kind of team they had. Play around Crown, not Dokla. Like, let Dokla be on an island with Poppy. But this draft is playing away from that. And if you look at rest of Optic comp, it's just a team fight comp. You have Seju, Nautilus, good front line, Azir, Ezreal, also good back line. When it comes to sheer upfront damage though, one thing that Optic's really going to have a problem with is Orianna, Xayah plus Trundle. These trio will be able to melt the Sejuani. They'll be able to destroy the Sejuani. The Trundle ult in combination with the CC and the damage coming from Xayah, Ori, and Trundle makes it really scary for Seju. The good thing about Sejuani is you're kind of this like dumb tank that has so much fucking stat where you can walk up and you don't have to be scared at all. But when you're playing versus a Trundle, it's something that can be incredibly scary. So also another thing that I kind of want to talk about it that I do think Meteos made a mistake on is taking Aftershock. So how Trundle's ultimate works is he will steal away a percentage of your armor and MR and HP. So if you gain armor and MR in a short-term period and you get that taken away, then you actually can go into negatives. And Aftershock is a keystone that forces you to, you know, gain armor and MR. So whenever Trundle ults you when you have Aftershock on, you actually go into negative armor and MR. So it's actually really dangerous having Aftershock versus Trundle. So most people run Hail of Blaze instead, or Fleet Footwork on Sejuani when you play versus Trundle. So I think it's a little bit of a mistake from Meteos actually running Aftershock instead of running Hail of Blaze or Fleet Footwork. Level 1 looks like people just fanning out. A little bit surprised that TL bottom leash for Xmeti. TL bot hates leashing. They love getting to lane early and starting to dominate the lane from early part. So yeah, I'm surprised that they leashed. Wow, Ezreal running Doran Shield. This is an incredibly defensive setup. And they're already planning to give away Prio from how they're playing. Trundle doing 3 camps into red. Sejuani also doing 3 camps. Sejuani's early clear is where she can be on the little bit of a struggle bus. After her first clear, that champion's bonkers, but first clear is where she is the weakest. Priority from impact early. Pushing up allows Trundle to be a little bit up in Seju's face, but looks like they aren't going to go for an invade. Oh, as soon as I said that, they actually go in for the invade, able to take away Gromp. Impact not going to be missing much. A little bit dangerous for Dokula because the wave is pushing away, but Meteos here. This wave is going to be shitty for Dokula for a long time. Meteos pacting actually became a little bit awkward because he got his Gromp taken away, and then now this Scuttle is going to be a big point of contention for him. He wants to clear out his second Golem. Second Golems is so important. Let me try to explain jungle pathing a bit. So for junglers, your first Golem has this dumbass thing where you actually don't get full XP from your first double Golems. Or that's actually not the proper term. What's double Golems called now? Krugs. Your Krugs don't give you full XP on your first clear, and you need to kill it once, and then you need to kill them once and wait for the respawn. Then you can actually get the full XP from Krugs, and Krugs are the most valuable camp for the jungler in terms of how much XP it gives you. So you want to be refreshing your Krugs as much as possible to get a really good efficient jungle pathing. So Meteos is kind of forced to go back for his Krugs, and while he also wants Scuttle, like getting both your Scuttles taken away and your Gromp taken away can feel really bad, because it allows the enemy junglers to take this stuff and safely farm his own jungle. If he wants to, he can go for ganks. Wow, this gank timing was actually really nice, because it seems like Double and Core JJ didn't expect it. They probably expected Meteos to be on Krugs, but Meteos skipped the Krugs. Big went for Flash Auto, not able to hit it. Double flashed out before he can get Flashed Auto. I mean, the worst thing versus Nautilus that can happen to you is you get Flash Auto and then you get hooked. Looks like Meteos able to get his Scuttle also, so not losing out much, and then his path is going to be really nice. He's going to be able to do Krugs into Wraith, into Wolves. Feels good, man. Also force bot lane to burn flash. They can't play as aggressive as they like to. Ooh, Meteos going back for bot side. Oh wow, what the hell happened? Holy shit, I was paying attention to pathing and then I missed something. Okay. Ooh, so this ward, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, and also the quality dropped a little because that's just YouTube. Let me see if I can up the quality again to, let's go to at least 720. 1080 is forcing it a little. But you can see this pink ward here. This ward is very important. So People have just trained themselves so well at not getting ganked and talking about which side jungler is on and just playing so accordingly, and people ward river so fucking efficiently now, and it is so fucking hard to do like classic ganks like this or like this unless like the enemy is really dumb. So what a lot of junglers have been doing is these lane ganks, right? Whenever a lane has prio, you sneak in through the lane and you gank them from the brush. And you can see Core JJ placing his ward down here, allowing Xmid to walk in. He's skipping his Wraith. I mean, it doesn't matter too much he's skipping his Wraith. It's more so he's coming down here to get this gank off when they got that pink ward down. That pink ward is so important in allowing this gank to happen, or else you're just burning time. They're going in right away. They know Nautilus doesn't have hook. Really important for Core JJ to block this hook angle, or put up a Trundle pillar here to block the hook angle. Let's see how they execute it. We can slow down the bot a bit for this one. Oopsies. Nope. I wanted to go back to full screen. Yeah, let's slow down the bot a little bit for this one. Pillar right here. The pillar right here is to block Nautilus from doing Q. And then now Core JJ is going to step up forward here to block the Q. That pillar coming up first was really important. It forces the Nautilus to not be able to use Q. And also, I mean, slows him and knocks him up. And then going in front of him, blocking the hook. Just brilliantly played from TL. Xmid knew he wanted to use the pillar right away to block the Nautilus hook. Just good understanding of how these bot lane champions work. It seems really simple in theory, but I mean, pro players mess it up all the time, so. Also, cool detail here. After Jensen gets ganked, he flashes this way, where the traditional good way to flash would be over the wall. He flashes this way because it puts him closer to his allies here. Yeah, just really good sneak in from Xmid. Great pillar, great knockup from Core JJ. Both players just doing their job. One thing that TL is incredibly good at is dragon control and playing around bottom and abusing bot lanes once they have a lead and once bot lanes burn flashes. I promise you, like, oh, this bot, like, they are going to force down bot lane. They know that Nautilus doesn't have flash. Whenever that Rakan hits level 6, Trundle is going to be bot side. They'll either get a bot kill or they get a dragon. They're so good about being systematic. Oh, Jensen? How? Half HP, walk up, get shuffled. Half HP, walk up without flash, get shuffled. Okay, okay. Crown didn't even have to use flash there. Yeah, Crown froze the wave there, and Jensen got a little bit greedy walking up. Yeah, I mean, he probably feels like shit right now because his wave is frozen towards Crown. It's pushing up this way, and he's half HP. He doesn't have TP. He's running cleanse because he's versus a Sejuani. So it doesn't have flash up either. So he's walking up and just getting shuffled. Wow, it's so clean from Crown. Nice edge roll in the process too. But level 6 bot lane is what we're going to have to watch out for. Soon as that Rakan is level 6, I promise you Trundle will be bot side and they will go for a gank or a dive. Or they'll get priority and they'll do dragon. That is the Team Liquid way. Wow, look at the vision control coming in from Optic. Oh my god. Observer, work with me. Show me that vision from Optic. Pink, pink, green, green, green. They actually done such a good job of lighting up bot side. And then another ward there. 3 wars in TL's bot side of the jungle. 3 pink wars also. Good teleport wars behind. Wars to spot out Xmid coming in. They know the next gank is coming bot side. You know how I talked about the next gank is going to be bot side for TL? Optic knows exactly that too. Very like good of Optic to know what TL wants to do. But one thing they are suffering from is losing pressure topside. Gangplank gradually outscaling, Gangplank being able to provide support with ult. Like, the normal Irelia GP matchup isn't Irelia being down 15 CS. This is Impact versus Dokla GP matchup. Is Optic playing towards bot side so heavy because TL plays bot or some other reason? Optic can't play towards top. If Optic leaves their bot side alone, they get steamrolled by TL. They're kind of just forced into playing bot side. Yeah, TL now regaining control. Optic Wars ran out. You can see TL's ward coming down real heavy in mid lane and towards bot river. TL operates in a way where it's mid and jungle prio first into bot lane almost every single time. Where I feel like more international teams value Dragon a little bit higher, priority on their top lane a little bit higher. TL will value, or not Dragon, Rift Herald a little bit higher, priority on their top lane. Oh, about teamfight about to happen. We can talk about other regions in a little bit. Let's see how this setup goes. TL Good Wars. Ooh, this split is really bad for TL, where TL's split across 3 here and then 1 member here in Jensen, and Optic has all 4 grouped up like this. They're going to be able to push TL out this way, and it's really hard for Jensen to join the fight. And TL wants Ori and Zaya on the same side, but this formation is actually really shitty for TL. They needed to maintain mid control if they were going to do this, but they walked up bot side and they just started Dragon right away. Oh, Meteor Sedgelt misses. Poking Xmitty, letting his health drop. One thing that you guys need to be kind of careful about when you play versus Trundle is like, oh, Trundle's HP so low. And then Dragon suddenly dies. And it's like, holy fuck, Trundle gained so much HP. So he used ult on Seju. Remember what we talked about? Whenever Seju has Aftershock on, Trundle wants to go and suck away Seju's armor and HP. And you can actually try to really focus down the Seju. That's what they're doing. Yeah, Seju is an incredibly tanky champion, but when you get Trundle ulted like this, you actually melt so fast. And then this GP ult, zoning here, gave space for Jensen to join the fight and for people to back up. Really good from TL to get that GP ult in and go in right away. Dokla TP kind of troll, TL able to get the dragon. They don't even have to get anything else. They got the dragon, they got the TPs. Yeah. It's just Trundle versus Seju. This is just how that matchup works whenever you do play the Seju side. It can be a really big counter. So how you kind of have to do it is you kind of have to kite out the Trundle. So whenever Trundle ults you, you kite out and you make sure you're not fighting so much. Or you try to engage on the Trundle first before he can ult you, which is what Meteor is trying to do here. He wanted to just engage on the Trundle and take the fight before like Trundle gets to ult him, before Jensen and Double Lift are in formation to really damage him. But because he missed the ult there, he's not in a position where he can start the team fight first on Trundle. And also, because that dragon is so low, they weren't in a position. What the fuck are you doing, Double? I'm not sure what the fuck Double did there. But he's also not in a position where he can kite out the Trundle ult. So if he kites out the Trundle ult, that's just giving up Inferno. So TL kind of forcing Optic into a checkmate situation there. Really well played in how they executed their team fight. Taking Herald after. Good focus on objective. Crown actually putting so much pressure on Jensen. Damn. Double with that TP reply. Let's see how it went down. So they went in on Jensen, double TPing right away. Getting the root on Crown, Core JJ following up. And then picking up big in the process also. Good play from Optic, but TL just responded so well. Because they had TP up, they had Rakan ready to mobilize. Oh wow. So it looks like the thing, I can't see quite from the minimap, but it looks like the same kind of play. Xmitty ulting the Sejuani, Trundle ulting Seju, and then just diving the Seju. Ooh, Core JJ kind of trolled there. He should have gotten out of turret range. But yeah, as a Sejuani player, you normally feel so tanky and so safe, and you feel like you can't get dived or you can't get focused in a team fight, but Trundle changes that equation completely. good opening from Optic, but TL just replied really nicely. Xayah coming in here, and then this like range that Xayah gives the Rakan to be able to go in. Like, look at the jump that Rakan made. This is, I would say, like 700 range. This is like 500 range. He closed about like 1,200 distance within 1 second. That's the power of Xayah Rakan. So much flexibility, so much mobility. Big should have just left. I don't know why he hooked. Now the awkward thing for Optic is GP has Trinity and he has Zarams and he has Ninja Tabi. Irelia can't really lane versus him, and also on the fourth side, Sejuani can get focused down really easily. So they're gonna be losing both ends of the 1-4, and it's gonna be really important for Optic to start the fight right away with Seju and Nautilus before TL can really set up. Once TL starts setting up, Optic's fucked. Once TL sets up for an objective, TL will win both the split push and the 4-man kind of delay. As we talked about, GP having a lot of prio on Irelia, getting the wars, can rotate. For this 4-man, one thing I didn't actually realize was Optic has Ezreal, and Ezreal's such a good champion in terms of fighting for prio. So actually, TL might not straight win in the 4v4. In extended 4v4, Optic might be able to get control due to them having Ezreal. TL setting up for Dragon again. Remember what we talked about. Seju needs to engage right away. If the engage gets delayed and she kind of gets stuck in there versus Trundle, it's going to be bad. Let's see. GP on the side instead of being off with everyone. This is done purposely to kind of split up the team and to also make sure they can get this angle on backliners. Impact forced to flash out though. Doku did a good job of going on him. Ezreal also very mobile, went on the GP. Xmithie not finishing off Dragon. Oh my god, wait, what the fuck? Whoa. So from Optic's point of view, no one even saw Core JJ coming, and nor did I. Holy shit. This is like a surprise angle. Looks like Core JJ walked all the way around to be able to get this engaged. Really well done. He also probably red trinketed before too, before even going in. Yeah, you can see the red trinket here. You can see the shadows getting caught out. So he red trinketed all the way around to get this engaged, and no one knew he was coming. Wow, really good job by observers to catch this. Is this on 1 speed? Let's go to 1 speed. I mean, they push out the Rakan, but TL already has Dragon control. Oh, wow, TL not finishing off that Dragon there. Let's rewatch this. So Impact forced to flash away. Ooh, Xmithie went on big, while Rakan went on this side. They split up. If everyone went on this side, this actually looks so much better. Impact ult also not coming in yet. Impact ult coming in on here instead of on here. Team is really split. TL, like there's people going for, so there's like 3 things happening right now. There's people going for this, there's people going for this, and there's also people going for Dragon. TL, their focus on this team fight was just really well, it was just split everywhere. I think Core JJ had such a good engage and a good flank. If TL focused more on Core JJ's flank when he got the knock up on Crown without Crown having flash, like Jensen using flash ultimate in there, Xmithie trying to cancel Crown's dash with his pillar, Doublelift trying to root him, Impact trying to get the ultimate to get the slowdown. Like there could have been so much ways to fuck up Crown there, but no one really capitalized on Core JJ's great engage, and everyone kind of did their own thing. They're not able to finish Dragon. Dragon gets reset. Xmithie has to flash out, and now Optic is just so much healthier, and TL doesn't really have any ultimate other than the Orianna ult. Optic slow playing this Dragon because Meteos doesn't have smite. Ezreal getting a great chunk on a lot of members with his ultimate. Crown pushing out mid lane, making sure they have pressure so they can rotate mid whenever. And TL recognizing, damn, we lost this fight, we're gonna have to give it up. Optic still waiting for the smite. Smite finally about to come up, and they do it without using smite because rest of TL backed up. Damn, that was TL's fight to win if they played more coordinated with the Recon engage. But they just kind of watched Recon engage and didn't do much with it. Even though TL is 3k gold ahead, it doesn't mean that much. Team fight is still even. One thing that does matter is the Gangplank didn't get abused, and Gangplank is consistently winning the split push versus Irelia. I mean, Irelia, Sejuani was a strong part of Optic's draft, and they didn't utilize it at all. They didn't snowball the Irelia. If every Irelia GP matchup plays out like this, Irelia wouldn't be a priority champion. This is not an ideal game to look at for what a good Irelia play looks like. Or, oof, Meteo's missing his ult. Double did have his own ult to dodge Meteo's ult, but he didn't even hit it. Yeah, GP solo killing Irelia in the side. Like, Optic's now on a timer. The GP is going to be able to outscale while also out pressuring the Irelia and out team fighting the Irelia. And this was always like the kind of weakness of Optic. Like, Dokka's not a great carry player, and it's hard to play towards Dokka. So I was super shocked to see them kind of opt into, let's get a Dokka comp. And when you're putting Dokka on Irelia, this is a Dokka comp. Now they're trying to invade onto TL, but oh, what the fuck, TL? Whoa, what the fuck? We have GP split pushing bot side. Enemy Irelia is here. Oh my goodness, Core JJ. So Core JJ here W'd in, and he tanked the ultimate from the Sejuani to make sure Xmithy can live, but Xmithy still has his ult. Someone can pop this plant for him, so he gets bounced out like this. This is not the right way to handle this. Xmith. Oh my god, and they went back in. Just run. Our plan here should be running. TL. Oh my god, this is what makes like split pushing hard in NA. Like, your impact, you win against the enemy top laner, and you're split pushing to the best of your abilities, and your teammates are fucking inting it, and your teammates are not letting you split push. They're just fucking inting it. This is why people tend to not play split push champions in North America, because even on a top team like TL, there's people getting caught and people doing dumb shit. God, I feel bad. Oh my god, if I'm Impact here, I'm just so fucking pissed. I'm fucking winning my split push. I beat my counter matchup. Like, I'm taking turrets, I'm fucking scaling, and my fucking monkey ass team gets caught. I'm fucking pissed. Just run. Just run. Just ult the Sejuani and run. Like, why are we going into... Oh my god, we have a Trundle. Just fucking ult the Sejuani and run. What the fuck? God, this is such a feels bad moment for TL. I'm speaking straight from top laner's perspective. This shit feels like fucking garbage, dude. Also, if I'm correct, Sterix and Hexdrinker don't work with each other. I think both their passive is called Lifeline, and they're not supposed to work with each other. I think the three passives that don't work with each other are Sterix, Hexdrinker, and Phantom Dancer. They're all called Lifeline, and they're all unique. So I'm surprised that Impact bought Sterix and Hexdrinker together. Wrong itemization. Damn. What are you doing? Oh no, they zoomed in on the minimap, so it's making my minimap zoom look weird. Okay, let's see if Optic's able to actually do Baron. They're doing 4-1 split. Oh, let's slow this down. 4-1 split. Impact is incredibly tanky. They see Impact, shuffle him in. Get the stun. Able to get the kill. Sejuani stopwatch, really nice. And remember what we talked about, Rakan getting ulted by Nautilus. It feels bad. You're not able to use your mobility. Okay, Whoa, Dokla here. Check out my boy Dokla here. Really focus on Dokla here, boys. Missed the stun on Xayah. Ults the Trundle. Goes in on the Trundle. Hitting the Trundle instead of the Xayah. Has not done damage on Xayah yet. Still hasn't done damage on Xayah. This is why target focus is so fucking important in team fight. The Irelia just should have been on top of the Xayah the whole time. But he did get nice damage on Trundle, and that's what really matters. Oh, this feels so shitty for Optic. Because I think this team fight was like a 1-for-1 trade, right? So yeah, Gangplank for Sejuani trade so far. And no one else dies. And Baron ends. And the only thing that Optic's able to get is second turret mid. Baron for one turret is not good usage of Baron. That is not a good Baron power play. Like, when teams like Team Liquid get Baron, it's like multiple turrets, threatening inhibitor. When Optic gets Baron, it's a second tier mid turret. This is where like the big difference comes. And the team fights you take when you have Baron have to be super fucking selective. Irelia being behind on the GP is a huge fucking factor in why they couldn't abuse Baron that much, because, I mean, Irelia can't split versus GP as hard and really pressure turret, and GP can wave clear somewhat decently. But also Optic choosing to go for that fight, which was a okay fight to go for. But you don't need to go for okay fights when you have Baron. You can just go for great fights. Game still very even. Optic's super fucking happy when TL's grouped, because it means that GP isn't pressuring his lead versus Irelia. And also with the Seju team, you love being grouped. 5v5s are so good for Seju. Oh, Meteos, all he wants to do is get out the Trundle ult here. If Meteos was able to keep his ult and just get the Trundle ult out, it'll give him an opportunity for engage, but Trundle and Seju both exchange ults. It's not terrible for Sejuani to exchange ults with Trundle, because you can still go in, you can still be tanky. It just, you can never be the one going in when Trundle actually ults you. Ooh, what is this positioning from Optic? You pushed out mid lane. You have wars. But I don't think it's smart to start Baron here. You don't have enough control. And you don't have good tools to turn. One of the Optic's key points to turn is going to be Seju ult. Seju's on the other side. They can't engage. Like, it's really hard to turn here. And they're also split. 1, 3, 1 here. They're split across. While TL's grouped as 5. So, yeah. Seju gonna have to look for this. Have to back out, have to back out. Just really shitty positioning and shitty prep from Optic before getting into this team fight. Baron setup late game is so fucking core, and Optic just doesn't have great Baron setup. They needed to keep mid pushed up, and they needed to be grouped as 5. But yeah, like Meteos going over the wall, Big getting separated from rest of his team, slowly giving up control. TL with a great like understanding, like, hey, we can have some people recall, but not everyone recall. Double if you can go do Dragon, but get ready to react as soon as Optic starts Baron. Oh? Oh? How? So only goal of Nautilus here is to fuck with the Trundle, which is really weird in my opinion, because if you send Nautilus by himself to fuck with Trundle, sure, he can buy time, but also Nautilus is going to get one shot. A very easy way to deny this is Azir ult, Shurima shuffle. I think Optic made a wrong call here. I think it was incorrect of Optic to try to stop Trundle with Nautilus. The person that should be stopping Trundle there, in my opinion, is Azir. Azir hopping over the wall when the Baron is low and using the Shurima shuffle. Also, impact, or not impact, Xmithty is just too, like, this feels so fucking bad versus TL because one of like Xmithty's like heroic passive is win every single fucking 50-50. I think Optic, if they have better shot calling and they recognize, oh shit, we have a fucking Azir, guys. Azir can deny Baron so easily. Like, that was the call to make. Not, we have a Nautilus, why don't you go up there and try to suicide and try to force out the Trundle. Yeah, because Crown can do damage and just walk up here and use Shurima shuffle on Trundle. Oh, that feels so bad getting that stolen. Fucking Xmithty. Has vision, has vision. Just goes and gets the fucking fight. What a fucking monster. I wouldn't necessarily blame that one on Big or Crown. It's just overall team decision. Like, whoever made the call for Nautilus to go and stop Trundle was the problem. It should have been Azir 100%. Nautilus just is not a good Baron denier. It's really fucking hard to deny Baron as a Nautilus compared to an Azir. Azir, you don't even have to leave the pit. You can just use your ult if they're close enough. And because Xmithty only has flash to get in, he has to get in close. Ugh, this is the feels bad stuff that we talked about. Be a Sejuani, get Trundle ulted, lose all your armor and MR, get insta melted. Doublelift using his Mercurials there for movement speed. Well, nice try from Optic. They definitely had a shot at this game, but they made way too much mistakes and TL's just too solid of a team. Their setup for Dragon wasn't that bad, it's that their setup for Baron was garbage. I'm surprised because like Optic is a team with good macro. As surprising as it is to say that, Optic is a team with good macro and good setup around Dragon. I just don't understand why their setup around Baron was so shitty. Fighting for this Elder. The problem that comes for this Elder fight is in a straight on team fight, they just don't have answers. In a straight on team fight, like Sejuani can't do her job. GP is a fucking like a mega carry now. Xayah's fed. A lot of people are fed. Yep. Oh my god, what is this fucking flank? Look at this fucking flank. Holy fuck. Just destroying two people. Core JJ is a fucking monster when it comes to flanking. Well, the surprising thing is, even with like Dokla Irelia being kind of problematic, Optic had a good shot at this game just due to how well the rest of the team played. But they just couldn't get the job done. They couldn't get the job done when it came to actually playing out the team fights, actually setting up, but man, this game was a lot closer than I'd imagined. It wasn't like Optic slowly bleeding out. It was like Optic's in a position where they can win, they make a crucial mistake. They're okay, and then they make a crucial mistake. This wasn't a stomp. Optic is showing that they are legit. So whenever you see pro players stick around and talk after a game, it's usually, and like they're looking at their monitor, they're just usually showing like their damage chart. Like, look at how much damage I did versus look at how much the enemy top laner did. All right, let's see what the analysts have to say, and then we can close out this VOD review.
Thank you very much. much, Riv. The first of our battles between teams in first and fourth. It will be Team Liquid, our defending champions, who come out on top. As Riv and Jensen mentioned, it didn't come as easily as they may have wanted, but it is an improvement over their first couple weeks of performance in closing out the weekend 2-0.
Jensen, Crown says you schooled you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good week overall.
Getting solo killed.
Goes, but yeah, they want to be improving. I do think kind of Riv nailed it with talking about mid-game team fighting. That has been an area where TL has been disappointing. Even in some of their losses earlier, they're in positions where if this was spring, you'd say, oh, they win 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's why a couple of these drafts I kind of like in the Team Liquid. You saw that kind of pioneered with CLG when they were taking this hyper-scaling Mage and Victor. Similar thing here, it feels like, for Optic, where they have the Azir, but the problem was they paired it with an Aurelia, Sejuani in the top lane that didn't get any help, where it's like that's where all the early plays should be going to, but they all went mid, and even though they sort of worked, eventually TL caught on and started punishing them.
Right, we had been raising questions about what happens when Poppy gets...
Damn, why show this stat of Doko? This is just bullying.
...from the table. Well, this time around, Poppy wasn't even banned out for Optic, but they still reached for that Aurelia, and you can see there, statistically, it was an unsupported Aurelia in the lane phase.
I mean, this has always been my concern with Optic, and it's kind of disappointing to feel like over these last two games they're going back to it. I think it makes more sense with the GP yesterday to leave that on an island, but this is something they did a lot in spring where they'd go with the Yorick or the Jace or something that demands attention and wants to be playing aggressively. As Aurelia into GP, if you're just trying to farm, GP just queues you on cooldown and eventually gets an edge, you get pushed out of lane. You need to play aggressively and to be diving in, looking for all-ins to be able to win that matchup, and generally, unless
I mean, it's the same thing I talked about, them not abusing the GP
great players will
and just letting the Aurelia
I can't
be.
just sit there and get Q poked by GP, so even without my jungler, I need to take the risk. The Shy will probably fight there, Wunder will probably fight there, Dokla doesn't and gets pushed out of laning phase, and this is where it's like, they didn't even...
No, Mark, on better teams like IG and G2, the jungler will actually show up topside. It's been pretty historic with Meteos teams to never gank top. Like, if you think back to Meteos with P1, he played with Ziggs, who was primarily a tank player. C9 with Balls, primarily a tank player. On 100 Deeps, even though someday did play carries time to time, he was very independent, and Meteos rarely ganked top. Meteos is a player that does not like ganking top.
Have to ban the Poppy because they just say, we'll take GP. If you pick Poppy, great. I'm GP into Poppy. Feels fantastic.
Right.
You pick Aurelia, you're not going to punish me because your team's not going to play safe. So they're starting to get into these kind of draft conundrums where it's like, how do you fix what's going on top lane? Or do you just sack it and say, take the Poppy and the GP and I'll be a team fighter for the Azir?
Got called a little bit there, but as well we've had
Was Poppy banned this game? Not. Poppy wasn't banned. Irelia was open, and Optic was like, oh, Irelia open with Sejuani, let's pick it.
At 4-0, but relatively untested, and now they dropped to 4-2, so coming back down to earth a little bit. But I do want to identify some areas of improvement for them and their ability to challenge some of these top teams, even if they're not taking the wins just yet.
Yeah, I mean, as far as how good are they, I would say pretty damn good. I think that they are looking like a playoff team. I think that they were really...
I think Optic is a playoff team, nothing more, nothing less. They're worse than TSM, C9, Team Liquid, Golden Guardians. I think eventually they'll be worse than CLG. Their standing might be better than CLG just due to how much wins they picked up and how slow CLG started out. But I think overall, Optic is just a playoff team. They're probably the 6th best or the 5th best team.
Tiny differences away from actually winning this game in TL, and we'll get into some of that in the replay.
We will. First, let's take a look at how they get some of those advantages in the mid game against a TL that still is...
This is TL just being full-on monkeys. Like GP's winning split push versus Aurelia, and Xmity could live by ulting Meteos and running away, but Core JJ and Xmity like decide to fight here, and this is just troll as fuck.
GP will take 4 seconds to get there. GP as a flank is not that great. They have a lot of pink wards as well. It's not their backside should be relatively covered if it does start coming in. So as soon as they hit Rakan with that ultimate from...
That wasn't them hitting Rakan with that ultimate. That was Rakan trying to go in and save Trundle when he had no need to. This was just a huge mistake from TL.
Meteos, they say, let's just keep going, and they find TL out of position. And this is something that has happened time and time again now against TL, where they throw mid-game leads, which we're not used to seeing.
Yeah, and I mean, even if there was some ward that snuck in behind them, GP on a TP flank is very, very dangerous for the GP oftentimes. Yeah. It's pretty risky to come in from behind like that on kind of solo missions. So, it was a great pick by Optic, and this is one thing that I think is nice to see, is that they are drafting multiple forms of hard engage. They are finding ways to make things happen even from a deficit against the back-to-back-to-back champions.
Right, from behind, that was the play that netted them a Baron and some amount of control within the game, but it would take another Baron attempt if they wanted to close it out. This time around, though, Smithy coming in big with the steal.
The critical thing
here, I hope to God they talk about Azir not blocking. Like, why the fuck are you sending Nautilus to block Baron? That's so fucking dumb. Please talk about Azir not blocking.
Here, they actually had 3 pinks in their inventory and a sweeper up, and this ward was never taken.
It's not the ward problem. They could place down wards if they need to. The fucking problem is the Azir.
Out. Yes, that is great from Smithy. It was a well-timed steal. That is impressive, but he should not have had vision on the Baron.
Oh, it's not about vision. It's about the Azir not blocking.
They had the tools in inventory to deny the vision on that, and I think they kind of baited themselves because they actually TP'd into that Baron pit using a pink that was just outside of the pit, so it was not actually properly placed, and that allowed that ward in the back of the pit to get not spotted, and I think that gave them that false sense of security, and that alone, like, I think Optic could win.
Azir definitely had R there. Who the fuck is saying Azir doesn't have R?
Not have had vision. It was a well-timed steal. That is impressive, but he should.
Azir has R here. The anime, like the cooldowns look weird because of the interface. Azir has R.
Vision on the Baron. Instead, he had perfect
vision plays a small part, but even if they fix the vision, like Smithy can go in and still get the steal. It's not using the Azir R that's like the biggest problem.
Just outside of the pit, so it was not actually properly placed. And that allowed that ward in the back of the pit to get not spotted, and I think that gave them that false sense of security, and that alone, like, I think Optic could win the game if they are the ones who took that Baron.
Yeah, against these excellent playoff opponents yesterday and today, they are so close to walking away with victories, despite our complaints about some of their draft and some of their decision making. They are legitimately a really good team in the mid to late game.
Oh my god, that damage, that graph.
Finding picks, and sometimes when they have the split push tools, actually split pushing with crowns. So they're a very, very good team with some concerns, so definitely looking like a playoff contender.
Yeah, fundamentals a lot of times are actually the things that separate the mid-tier teams from the top-tier teams, the consistency in those fundamentals. For Team Liquid, though, it is very much that ramp-up that we had been expecting, at least in terms of results. Again, I think a lot of people could turn a critical eye to the team and say, well, they're not at MSI or finals form of Spring Split, but that also isn't the expectation just yet.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have...
I think players like Jensen have such a hard problem, like, turning it on for normal LCS, because Jensen is so fucking good. Whenever he tries, he's one of the best mid laners in NA, so he kind of has, like, a hard time, like, trying all the time, because he's just so fucking damn good. Like, whenever you see him play internationally, he can stand up to international players, so he must be bored as fuck playing in NA.
Have to be depending on a team's mistake, right? You know, you could watch this game and say, oh, well, if Optic just pressed the sweeper, then you maybe lose that game, maybe you don't get the Baron. And who's to say how it would have played out, but they want to be dominating, they want to be looking extremely clean in these games, and thus far they've been at least competitive.
It was a tight game, but TL snags game 1. Game 2 has Echo Fox and 100 Thieves.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Bye ya.